Hey guys, Cetaphil has reformulated their classic cleansers and they've also come out with some new cleansers. Today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the reformulations and comparing them to the older formulas, and I'm also going to be reviewing their newer cleansers. Now, some of these were sent to me from Cetaphil, whereas others I purchased from Amazon, but I got them using a gift card that I got for free from using the Drop app. Today's video is sponsored by Drop. Y'all know I've been using this app for a long time. It is a completely free rewards app that gives you rewards points for shopping at places that you're already shopping at, like Walmart, Amazon, Trader Joe's, and then those points you can cash in within the app for gift cards at places like Ulta and Sephora, Amazon. That's how I got the gift card that I was able to use to get these additional cleansers. The reason I love it so much is that it's super streamlined to get rewards points. There's no coupon clipping, receipt scanning. It's very easy. Again, you're already shopping at these places. You might as well get rewarded for it, right? For free. Now, how do you use the Drop app? It's really easy. Download the app in the App Store or Google Play. Make sure you link your credit or debit card when you sign up, and then you can start shopping within the app at over 400 different retailers. You complete the checkout process as you ordinarily would, and once you complete the checkout process, Drop automatically deposits those rewards points into your account, and again, those points you can later cash in for gift cards within the app. Now, I've been using it for a while, and I've got to tell you guys a pro tip to getting points quick and easy, and that is make sure that when you sign up for the app, you link your credit or debit card to become a premium member for free. Premium members get all sorts of perks. First of all, you get exclusive card-linked offers, and I love this the most because basically I know that I can just make a purchase because I use the same credit card everywhere, and I'm automatically getting points back when I use my card through the card-linked offers. Premium members also get access to exclusive deals and offers. Like this month, for example, you can get 10% back from Sephora, Walmart, and QVC. And for premium members, Drop adds free rewards points into your account each month. You would be surprised how quickly points start adding up when you start using the Drop app. For example, right now, Paula's Choice, you can get 80 points per dollar that you spend through Paula's Choice. With holiday shopping on the horizon, do not miss out on the opportunity for all of these free rewards points that you can redeem for gift cards within the Drop app. Go ahead and get started with the Drop app using the link in my description box and my code. Download the Drop app using the App Store or Google Play, and make sure you link your credit or debit card. Now, for a limited time, Drop is giving away to all my subscribers who sign up and link their credit or debit card. They're giving away 10,000 points. That's $10 worth of points. Points will be deposited in your account. So go ahead and get started with the Drop app today. All right, let's start out with the old school Cetaphil Daily Facial Cleanser. I say old school because I have been using this cleanser since the 90s. It is what I washed my face with as a teenager. And so I was a little bit nervous when I heard that they were reformulating it. It's gonna be better, it's gonna be worse, it's not gonna be any different. Now, this cleanser, this is the old packaging I have here and empty. This cleanser traditionally was marketed for normal to oily skin, and one notable difference is now it's marketed for combination to oily skin. You might not notice upon pumping the product out into your hands any difference, but the experience is different and they do feel different on the skin. I'll explain the ingredient differences. One of the main differences between the older and the newer is they have added glycerin, which I think actually makes this product a lot less likely to cause irritation. Glycerin is a humectant. It helps with moisture content in the skin, and I really think it helps in reducing some of the irritation. This cleanser, depending on the time of the year, since I've used it for so many years, depending on the time of the year or if I'm using a lot of exfoliating products, I always found that I could sting a little bit. But now with the newer formulation, I think you're gonna get less of that stinging sensation because of not only the addition of glycerin, but let's talk about the surfactants in this. Now, the older formulation, one of the third ingredient was polyethylene glycol 200. That's an emulsifier. Now, emulsifiers can disrupt the moisture barrier a little bit. And then a little bit down on the ingredient list was the surfactant sodium lauryl sarcosinate. And then later you saw sodium lauryl sulfate. So those were the surfactants in this older version. The newer formulation has done away with sodium lauryl sulfate, which is a surfactant that can be a little harsh. They've done away with that. The newer formulation has cocamidol propyl betaine, a secondary surfactant. It is what is in a lot of tear-free shampoos. So if you happen to get this in the eye, which try and avoid that, it will not burn and sting like the older formulation did. Additionally, they have added vitamin B5 and B3, panthenol and niacinamide. Now these are helpful ingredients for the health of the moisture barrier. Ideally, you will find them in leave-on products like moisturizers to really help with skin barrier recovery. Now, to what extent they are necessarily doing anything to help with skin barrier recovery in a cleanser, I'm not actually that sure, but I do think that it does help cut down on unnecessary irritation that can come about as a result of cleansing. These products do still have, the new formulation does still have masking fragrance in it, so it still has the same scent to it that the older formulation does. If you are allergic to fragrance, you will not want to use these cleansers. Fragrance and cleansers for the general public, less likely to cause problems because you are rinsing it off, but I wanted to point that out, that has not changed. Interestingly too, the older formulation, the daily facial cleanser, used phenoxyethanol, which is a preservative. It is not a problematic ingredient at all. The newer formulation no longer has phenoxyethanol in it. It has sodium benzoate, which I believe is the preservative in this, and citric acid are likely in there for pH. The older formulation also had methylparaben, another preservative that some people can be allergic to, but is not problematic. So the newer formulation, I think, is going to be a better option for those of you who are sensitive to these different preservatives, whether or not if you have an allergy to them, or, you know, some people find that certain preservatives cause burning and stinging. I have to say, a lot of people in my videos do comment that they have nailed it down to phenoxyethanol as being something that burns and stings. So this does not have phenoxyethanol. That being said, some of you find that niacinamide burns and stings, in which case the new reformulations may be problematic for you. But I personally really love the new formulation, and I do think it is an improvement from the older formulation, and that you have gentler surfactants and you have moisturizing ingredients that are added. I also think that these offer a nicer option for people who may be sensitive to those preservatives. Now, this newer formulation, like the old one, I do think it does a good, in my experience, it does a good job actually removing water-resistant sunscreen and non-water resistant sunscreen. If you wear a lot of makeup, I'm sure you will find that this can take it off. However, I do think that you will have a better cleansing experience with this if you do a double cleanse, meaning you use an oil cleanser first to start breaking that up and then come in with this to rinse it all away. Why? Well, while this does a decent job, you do have to spend quite a bit of time rubbing with this cleanser to get all that stuff off. And you may need to do a second cleanse with this. That ends up being a bit more surfactant on your skin, a lot more contact with water, time rubbing. I think you will cut your losses as far as any unnecessary disruption to the skin barrier by doing an oil cleanse first. But this, I really like the new formulation. I think they did a great job with it. All right, so that is the new daily facial cleanser. What about the gentle skin cleanser? This is one that prior to, like when I was a teenager, I would sometimes get this on accident, and I didn't know about oil cleansing back then, and I always get frustrated that this would not take off like my mascara. I would have raccoon eyes in it. And then I figured out later on, learning more about cleansers and, you know, after becoming a dermatologist, that this product is a really, really gentle cleanser, and the best way to use it, both the old and the new, for removing water-resistant sunscreen or cosmetics is to make sure you are using a cleansing oil or cleansing balm first. It's absolutely necessary with a gentle skin cleanser. It is meant for people who have either really dry skin or very sensitive skin. It's a great option if you have if you are on a oral retinoid like isotretinoin and you're dealing with a lot of peeling, this is a great cleanser to consider. Unlike the daily facial cleanser, this truly is fragrance free. It does not have masking fragrance. There is no scent to it. It is a creamy formulation. Just like the old version, the new version is still a creamy formulation, and it cleanses with the same level of efficacy in my experience. So you do need an oil cleanser or cleansing balm first if you are wearing any kind of cosmetic or water resistant sunscreen. If you're wearing non-water resistant sunscreen, you will have to spend a bit more time with this cleanser working it on the surface of the skin to get that off, but it is an effective way to cleanse the skin when you are dealing with a lot of dryness and irritation. Your skin is just not able to tolerate a regular cleanser. So I like it. Now, how does the new formulation differ? Now, the new formula differs from the old in a variety of ways, which I think are substantial improvements personally. First of all, the old formulation had propylene glycol in it. Propylene glycol is a humectant and a penetration enhancer, and it can cause irritation for people. I mean, it is an ingredient that people do find irritating in many cases. They have eliminated propylene glycol in the new formulation. The old formulation also had parabens in them, and the new formulation does not. So if you are sensitive to parabens, again, they're not a devil ingredient, but if you are sensitive to them or you are allergic to them, which isn't that common, but if you are, then the newer formulation will work out for you. And this one does have the addition of glycerin, which is a new upgrade. So again, even more moisturizing. And like the daily facial cleanser, they added B5 and B3 to this, panthenol and niacinamide. So those are good ingredients for the moisture barrier. So I definitely think that this is a substantial improvement just in terms of ingredients that can be problematic in cleansers for people, or people who had tried this in the past and had issue with it. Try the new formulation. It's the same, it's targeting the same group of people, but with a better ingredient profile to further minimize irritation, stinging, sensation. That's another thing. This, some people report stings, the old formulation, but the newer one, I do think it's going to be less, you're gonna find that to be less of an issue just because of the things they have changed up. Older formula, let's talk about surfactants here. Speaking of cleansing, the older formula had sodium lauryl sulfate as a surfactant. That can be a little harsh. I mean, it's not a devil ingredient, but if you're dealing with dryness and sensitivity, it may actually end up being make the cleanser too irritating for you. And if you live somewhere with hard water, we've talked about this before, sometimes sulfates can be problematic, especially for folks who have eczema. And people who have eczema are the type of people who are going to, be seeking out a cleanser like this. So they removed the sodium lauryl sulfate, and now you have sodium cocoyl isethionate, a very, very mild, super gentle surfactant. That will be a much better choice for those of you who live somewhere with hard water. If you're curious about hard water and how it affects the hair and skin, in the description box, I'm going to link my recent video on my tips and information about living with hard water, but it definitely can affect both your skin and hair. So check that out. So those are the new reformulations. I personally love them, and I think they are a substantial upgrade in the formulations. All right, let's talk about the new cleansers. These are the new cleansers. I think they're the only new cleansers. I could be wrong though, but these are the ones I've tried. Y'all have heard me talk about this one. It's been out for a while. It's their Gentle Clear Clarifying Acne Cream Cleanser. I've been really impressed with this product. This, as well as the moisturizer that goes along with this. I've talked about that in other videos, and today's video is just about cleansers. But what is this? It is a 2% salicylic acid face wash. Salicylic acid in a cleanser is helpful for people who have breakouts, acne-prone skin, oiliness, blackheads, and it's also a good ingredient for removing sun-damaged skin cells. It can help with people who are attempting to improve hyperpigmentation. It's anti-inflammatory. It has a lot of benefits. But, honestly, old school acne face washes that had 2% salicylic acid in them, a lot of them were still under that mindset of let's dry out the skin of acne, it needs to be dry. And a lot of them actually ended up being very drying cleansers. And brands are reformulating, they're changing up the approach to acne care products. And you're seeing that more and more, and that they're making products that have the good ingredients, but are formulated in a way to minimize barrier disruption. And that is exactly what this cleanser has done. It is a creamy formulation, and it is very gentle. So if you have acne prone, sensitive skin, this is a great one for you. It is free of fragrance. It has cocamidopropylbutane, so that's a very mild surfactant. It has aloe leaf juice, so if you're allergic to aloe, then obviously you would want to avoid it, but aloe leaf juice, it's mostly water with some humectants in it and possibly some anti-inflammatory compounds. Now, this one does have phenoxyethanol as a preservative, so if you are allergic to that or bothered by it, it causes sensitivity, then this would be one to avoid. But in terms of the effect, it comes out creamy, but it does lather. You have a nice creamy lather with this, so it's not one of those where you put it out onto the hand and then you try and transfer it to your face, and it's just not lathering. I mean, some degree of lather I find to be helpful just in spreading out the product on your face. Otherwise, the blob that you put on your hand, sometimes it just falls right into the sink off of your hand, slips right off, or down the shower drain. So I like this. It's a good one. You could use it morning and night, twice a day if even. It's very good, again, for acne prone skin. I think even sensitive skin people would find that this is effective. Moving on, speaking of sensitive skin and gentle exfoliation, they came out with the new Healthy Radiance Gentle PHA Exfoliating Cleanser. This Healthy Radiance line includes a sunscreen, which I shared with you guys in a recent fails and favorites video, burned my eyes quite a bit. They have a moisturizer and they have this cleanser, and I think they have some antioxidant serum. Anyways, this is the cleanser, and I've been using it for several weeks now. It comes out clear and colorless. It's not very foamy whatsoever. It's a mild foaming lather. And it's a very mild cleanser, but it's got gluconolactone in it, which is a polyhydroxy acid. Polyhydroxy acids, unlike alpha hydroxy acids, they're a lot gentler. They're larger in size. So they're, while they're gonna gently help in improving skin cell turnover and gentle exfoliation, they're not going to be as likely to cause burning, stinging, or irritation. And they actually help in improving the moisture barrier, and they can actually help in minimizing glycation in the skin, which is part of what leads to the visible signs of skin aging is glycation. Loss of elasticity, etc. So it's got that. Now, to what extent these ingredients are as beneficial in a cleanser where you're rubbing it on the skin and then rinsing it off, it's hard to say, but I do think that the polyhydroxy acids in this can help in assisting the shedding and flicking off of those skin cells that are trying to shed. And this is a very nice, gentle way to basically exfoliate the skin without stripping the skin unnecessarily with a harsher, acid or toner or something like that. And it's a good way to just help facilitate skin barrier turnover and natural exfoliation without having to use like an exfoliant per se. Now it's got niacinamide in it as well. It's gonna be helpful for the moisture barrier, similar to the other cleansers where they added niacinamide. Helpful to the moisture barrier in the sense that it may help in minimizing irritation and disruption to the barrier that can occur with cleansing. Now it does have peppermint leaf extract. Doesn't give this a minty smell or anything, but some people do have allergies to these botanic extracts that may overlap with a fragrance allergy. So be aware of that. If you are somebody who has a confirmed fragrance allergy, this still may end up causing problems for you. Again, leaf extracts, they can be a bit of an unknown as far as if they do have some of these fragrance compounds that people are allergic to or cross-react with. So just be mindful of that. So this cleanser is good, again, for people who have acne-prone skin and are looking to derive some of the benefits of salicylic acid in a cleanser. It's less irritating that way. Whereas this is good for people who have a lot more sensitive skin type, maybe even rosacea, and you're just looking to help with skin radiance and skin cell turnover through your cleansing. This would be a good one. But these also can be helpful in your morning skincare routine if you're someone who uses an ascorbic acid serum, because ascorbic acid, it's a skin brightening ingredient and may help with minimizing oxidative stress, but it's not the most stable ingredient, and it's actually difficult to get it to actually get into the skin. But there is some idea that by using a cleanser that has a hydroxy acid in it, first, you just ever so slightly lower the pH a bit of the skin barrier, allows for better entry, plus you've kind of smoothed out the surface of the skin a bit with that gentle mechanical exfoliation from your fingers, maybe allowing for better better penetration of the vitamin C into the skin. So that is another way, you know, another potential benefit of using either of these. So those are the reformulations and the new cleansers from Cetaphil. You guys, I think they did a really good job with these newer cleansers. I'm glad to see the changes. I think that you should definitely give them a try if you haven't already, especially if you're somebody who like divorced yourself from Cetaphil a while ago. Maybe you had a bad experience with one of their cleansers. Try the new formulas, give them a second chance. And I hope this video is informative to you in terms of clarifying how the cleansers differ, how the new formulations have changed, and what skin types would benefit from which ones, and you know, which scenarios the cleanser is going to be most well suited to. Don't forget to check out the Drop app, especially with all of the holiday shopping coming up. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.